Hello viewers, welcome back to another interesting topic on management practice, that is motivation. The primary task of managers is to ensure that their subordinates work efficiently and produce results that are beneficial to the organization. Organizational goals can never be achieved without the subordinate's willingness to put his or her best efforts. In this episode, you will be learning about the concept of motivation and various motivational theories which will explain you the importance of motivation in the organizational effectiveness. For better understanding of the subject, the episode is divided into 5 subheadings: motivation and its importance, theories of motivation, Herzberg's two-factor theory, McGregor's X and Y theory, McClelland's needs theory of motivation. Let us first discuss motivation and its importance. Many say that motivating people is a difficult task. A manager should understand that the capacity to work and willingness to work are two different things. A subordinate can be physically and technically fit to do a job, but he may not be willing to work. Hence, there arises the need for stimuli to make him to work. Motivating a worker is to create a need and desire on the part of the worker to better his present performance levels. In simple, a worker's performance is determined by two factors: his ability and level of motivation. This can be expressed with the following formula: performance is the function of ability and motivation. Motivation is a term derived from the word motive, which makes a person to act or not to act in a particular way. It is an inner impulse causing man to action. A person works to satisfy his needs. So, the human needs are the causes of action, and motivation is a process of making the men to satisfy those needs. Definitions of motivation. McFarland defined motivation as the way in which urges, derives, desires, aspirations, strivings or needs direct, control or explain the behavior of human beings. Dale Beach defined motivation as a willingness to expend energy to achieve a goal or reward. Motivation acts as stimuli which has mutual benefits. At first, the employee will get the chance to provide his abilities and encash it through monetary and non-monetary rewards. And secondly, the employer will be benefited by the performance of the employee in achieving the goals and retain the skillful employees. Importance of motivation. The importance of motivation in an organization can be summed up as follows. It increases the performance level. Motivated employees perform high as compared to other employees. Many researchers proved that motivation is related to higher performance levels, and the high performance is a must for an organizational success, and therefore motivation is a vital requirement. Motivation encourages employee skills. Motivated employees always look for better ways to do a job. This statement can apply to corporate strategies. When people actively seek new ways of doing things, they will do it more efficiently and effectively. Motivation ensures quality. A motivated employee generally is more quality oriented. This is true whether we are talking about a top manager or a clerical staff. It also benefits organizations when individuals inside and outside of the organization see the enterprise as quality conscious. Lower employee turnover and absenteeism. Employee turnover and absenteeism are the major human resource problems faced by organizations. They also affect the reputation of the firm adversely. Organizations can reduce them by properly motivating the employees and retaining them for a long time. Coping with organizational change. The change in organization are usual phenomena due to various reasons such as change in technology, value system, etc. When changes are introduced in the organization, there is a tendency to resist them by the employees. However, If they are properly motivated, they accept those changes with enthusiasm and support them. Theories of motivation. A glance on the theories of motivation will help you to understand the nature of motivation better. All the theories propound that motivation is the best alternative to get better out of the employees. Though there are various such theories, let us discuss some of them which are more significant in our discussion. Number 1 is the Maslow's need hierarchy theory. The need hierarchy theory of motivation is propounded by Abraham Harold Maslow in 1954, which is popularly known as Maslow's need hierarchy theory, which is undoubtedly the simplest and most widely discussed theory of motivation. The essence of this theory may be summarized as follows. Human beings have wants and desires which can influence their behavior. Only unsatisfied needs can influence behavior. Satisfied needs do not act as motivators. Needs are arranged in the order of their importance or hierarchy. A person's need advances to the level only when his lower level needs are satisfied. The higher the person reaches in the hierarchy, the more individuality, humanness and psychological health of a person will be displayed. Maslow's need hierarchy theory divides the human needs into 5 levels as shown in the figure. Let us discuss each of the needs in the Maslow's need hierarchy theory one by one. The first level in the need hierarchy theory is the physiological needs. Physiological needs are the most basic, most powerful and obvious of all human needs. It is a need for physical survival, the need for food, water, shelter, etc. These needs are to be met repeatedly and are directly concerned with the maintenance of organism and must be gratified at some minimum level before the individual is motivated to the next level. If any of these needs are not satisfied, the individual rapidly becomes dominated by that need. The second level in the need hierarchy theory is the safety needs. Safety needs are often called as security needs. These needs are concerned with physical and financial security. Physical security implies to the bodily safety which an individual confronts with real emergencies such as war, crime, natural disasters, etc. And financial security aspects which includes job security, salary increases and financial securities at old age, etc. Once the safety needs are satisfied, the individual will look for the third level in the need hierarchy, which is the social needs. This level comprises of need for belongingness, recognition, affection and love, as every individual aspires to be loved by others, to be associated with others. Deprived of these needs, an individual wants them as intensity as a hungry man wants food. Unfortunately, some managers view friendly relations of employees with their peers as a threat to the organization and act accordingly. Managers have often gone to considerable lengths of control and direct employees' relations in ways that are opposed to the natural grouping of humans. When social needs are met, the individual will aim at the esteem needs, which is the fourth level in the need hierarchy theory. Maslow classified these needs into 2 types, self-respect and respect from others. Self-respect includes desire for competence, confidence, achievement and freedom. An individual must know that he or she is capable of mastering tasks and challenges in life. Esteem from others include prestige, recognition in the society, status, reputation and appreciation. In this type, individuals expect the appreciation for what he or she do. In the workplace, self-esteem needs are represented by job titles, merit pay, recognition by superiors, publicity in the company. Finally, if all the earlier 4 levels of needs are satisfied, the 5th level in the hierarchy, that is the self-actualization needs, come to the fore. Maslow characterized self-actualization need as the desire to become everything that one is capable of becoming. This need is also known as self-accomplishment need. It means that the need for realizing an individual's own potentialities, opportunity for creativity, and for continual development of the individual's skills and powers. Herzberg's two-factor theory. The needs hierarchy theory as proposed by Maslow has been considerably modified by Friedrich Herzberg and his associates. Herzberg and team have identified a two-factor theory of motivation which is divided into two groups. In first group of needs are such things as company policy and administration, supervision, working conditions, interpersonal relations, salary, status, job security and personal life. These are not termed as dissatisfactors and not the motivators. If these items exist in high quantity and quality, they won't be acting as motivators. However, their lack will create dissatisfaction. Herzberg called them hygiene factors. The second group, Herzberg lists some satisfiers and therefore motivation all related to the job content. They include achievement, recognition, challenging work, advancement and growth in job. Their existence will yield feelings of satisfaction or no satisfaction but not dissatisfaction. The first group of factors, the dissatisfiers, will not motivate people in an organization, yet they must be present or else dissatisfaction will arise. The second group or the job content factors were found to be the real motivators because they have the potential of yielding a sense of satisfaction. Clearly, if this theory of motivation is sound, managers must concentrate more on the job content aspect rather than the contents of first group. However, Herzberg theory was criticized by other researchers doubting the methods of investigation, which they said tended to prejudice the results. For example, it is difficult to identify the two factors in organizations where people take credit if success is achieved on own efforts and blame others for poor results. McGregor's X and Y theory. McGregor propounded the theory of X and theory Y. According to McGregor, there are certain factors which are needed to motivate the individuals in the organization. These factors include certain assumptions, generalizations and hypotheses relating to human behavior and nature. These assumptions may differ considerably because of the complexity of factors influencing this behavior. McGregor has characterized these assumptions in two facet points called theory X and theory Y. Theory X is the traditional theory of human behavior. In this theory, McGregor has projected certain assumptions. They are as follows. Management is responsible for organizing the elements of productive enterprises, that is money, men, machine and materials in the interest of economic end. With respect to people, this is a process of directing their efforts, motivating them, controlling their actions, modifying their behavior to fit the needs of the organization. Without this active intervention by management, people would be passive, even resistant to the organizational needs. They must be persuaded, rewarded, punished, controlled. Their activities must be directed. This is management's task. The average man is by nature lazy. He works as little as possible and expects as much as possible. Individual lacks ambition, dislikes responsibilities. He prefers to be led rather than to lead others. An individual is inherently self-centered, indifferent to organizational needs. An individual is by nature resistant to change. He is innocent, not very bright, unprincipled, not in all cases. Out of these assumptions, the first three deal with managerial actions and next five assumptions deal with the human nature. These assumptions about human nature are negative in their approach. However, much organizational process have developed to these assumptions. Managers subscribing these views about human nature attempt to structure, control and closely supervise their employees. They feel that external control is most needed in dealing with irresponsible and immature employees. McGregor believes that these assumptions about human nature have not changed drastically, though there is a considerable change in behavioral pattern. McGregor argues that this change is not because of changes in the human nature, but because of nature of industrial organization, management philosophy, policy and practice. Theory Y. The assumptions of theory Y are described by McGregor in the following points. The expenditure of physical and mental effort in work is natural as play and rest. The average human beings does not inherently dislike work. Depending upon controllable conditions, work may be a source of satisfaction or dissatisfaction. External control and the threat of punishment are not only the means of bringing about efforts towards organizational objectives. Man will exercise self-direction and self-control in the services of objectives to which he is committed. Commitment to objectives is a function of the reward associated with their achievement. The most significant of such award can be direct result of efforts directed towards organizational objectives. The average human being learns under proper conditions not only to accept but to seek responsibility. The capacity to exercise a relatively high degree of imagination, cleverness and creativity in the solution of organizational problems is widely, not narrowly, distributed in the population. Under the conditions of modern industrial life, the intellectual potentialities of the average human being are only partially utilized. Thus, the assumptions of theory Y suggest a new approach in management. This theory emphasizes on cooperative endeavors of management and employees. The attempt is to get maximum output with minimum amount of control and direction. In light of the above discussion, let us now compare both theory X and theory Y. Both theories have certain assumptions about human nature. In fact, they are the two faces of a coin. These assumptions seem to be mutually exclusive. The differences between two theories can be visualized as follows. Theory X assumes individuals to be inherently dislike to work. Theory Y assumes that for individuals, work is as natural as play. Theory X emphasizes that people who do not have ambition try to avoid responsibilities in jobs, but theory Y emphasizes that people are self-directive, self-controlling and accept more responsibilities. According to theory X, most people have little capacity for creativity, while according to theory Y, this capacity is widely distributed in the population. In theory X, motivating factors are the lower needs. In theory Y, higher order needs are more important for motivation, though unsatisfied lower needs are also important. In theory X, people lack self-motivation and require to be externally controlled and closely supervised to get maximum output from them. In theory Y, people are self-motivated and creative and prefer self-control. Theory X emphasizes scalar system and centralization of authority in the organization, while theory Y emphasizes on decentralization. McClelland's need theory of motivation. David McClelland has contributed to the understanding of motivation by identifying three types of basic motivating needs. They are: number 1, need for power. According to McClelland, people with a high need for power have a great concern with exercising influence and control. Such individuals generally seek leadership positions. They are good conversationalists, argumentative, forceful, outspoken and demanding. Number 2 is the need for affiliation. The individuals who have this need usually desire for love and tend to avoid the pain of being rejected by a social group. They are ready to help others and enjoy friendly interaction with others. Need for achievement. The individuals who have a high need for achievement have an intense desire for success and equally intense fear of failure. They need to take a realistic approach to risk. They avoid gambling but prefer to solve the problems with systematic moves. McClelland found the pattern of achievement motivation clearest in people in small companies, with the president normally having very high achievement motivation. In large companies, the people at upper middle level of management rated higher than their presidents in achievement motivation. Motivational techniques. After looking at some of the important theories of motivation, let us now discuss the techniques of motivation. Some of the major motivational techniques are: number 1, money. Money can never be overlooked as a motivator, whether in the form of wages, incentives, bonuses, stock options or any other benefits. Money is important. It is a primary motivator which satisfies the financial needs of a family. Once the basic financial needs are satisfied, individuals look for other needs. Number 2, rewards, considerations. Rewards and considerations include: intrinsic rewards includes feeling of accomplishment, self-actualization. Extrinsic rewards includes benefits, recognition, status, symbols, etc. Participation. In this type, managers allow the subordinates to participate in decision making process, but encouraging participation should not mean that managers weaken their position. Managers motivate subordinates by asking suggestions from them, seeking help in solving business problems, etc. Quality of work life. Yet another interesting approach to motivation is the quality of work life. Quality of work life means designing a job more logically and a promising development of employee whose performance is most effective. Managers have regarded quality of work life as a promising means of dealing with low employee performance. Job enrichment. Job enrichment is related to Herzberg theory of motivation, in which factors such as challenging and meaningful job, recognition and personality are seen as real motivators. In job enrichment, the attempt is to build into jobs a higher sense of challenge and achievement. To sum up, motivation is not a simple concept. Motivation is the desire, need, wish and other forces which influence an individual to do or not to do something. Managers motivate by providing an environment which induces organization members to contribute their best. There are various theories of motivation. Maslow's need hierarchy theory emphasizes that there are 5 major levels of an individual's life, and when one level of need is satisfied, the need stops to be a motivator and his desire level shifts. Herzberg two-factor theory is divided into 2 types, namely hygiene factors and motivators. McGregor proposed theory X and theory Y. Theory X says individuals are passive, resistant and there should be constant persuasion by the management in order to get the things done through them. Theory Y is quite reverse of theory X, which advocates that individuals in an organization are self-motive and self-controlled. They give their best when they accept responsibilities. David McClelland has also contributed to the theory of motivation by identifying 3 basic motivating needs. They are the need for power, need for affiliation and the need for achievement. Thank you.